Good afternoon. We're at 2428 West Lakeshore Drive in Cleveland. Let's check out the house. You can already see that there's a little bit of foundation issue. Need to determine what's going on here. If they've had it inspected, if they have a mediation plan for it. But as you can see, it goes all the way up the window and obviously down through the foundation. From the front porch, they've done some work at some time in the past, but evidence suggests that there's been some additional movement. This area probably is not part of the foundation as it's just a porch, but with that big deal there, that's certainly cause for concern. It doesn't mean it's a bad house. It just means we need to have a structural inspector take a look at it and give us a remediation plan to determine what it would take to make sure the foundation is secure. They might even already have a structural inspection ordered or completed. The rest of the exterior of the house looks to be in pretty good shape. There's your gas meter right there in the corner, right up close to the house. The exterior wall to the garage. Again, if you notice, there's a little bit of movement as indicated by the separation through the mortar on the bricks. It could simply be a moisture crack all the way down through that. But it's likely over the years there's been some settling. Doesn't mean that there's a problem, just means there's been some settling and that we would want to recommend having a structural inspector check it all out. Got quite the outdoors back here. Don't know how far up into the woods the property line goes, but there's a lot of natural stone on this property. The roof appears to be in pretty good condition. We'll find out how old the roof is. So it's a pretty simple roof and it looks to be in pretty decent shape. Same with the guttering. It looks like it's in decent shape. They've got a gutter guard system in there that might need to be updated or at least cleaned a little bit. I don't know if it's noticeable, but there is a little bit of wobble in the brick. Just a little bit. There's some right here, if you can see it. It looks like it's been addressed at some point, but it looks like it's moved again. Right here. And it's pushed out right there. So yeah, structural inspection would be worth it. It'd be worth the $500 to spend to find out what we need to do to secure the home and make it carefree and safe. Look at all that. You got tons of natural stone back here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, these two pieces here indicate that they did some pier work in the past. So we need to determine exactly whether or not these piers corrected this issue. Based on the appearances, I would say there's additional work that needs to be done. Definitely need a structural opinion. Let's check out the inside. It's hard to tell with the lighting in the house, but the carpet is worn a little bit. You can see where the traffic patterns have been. You can see where there has been some wear and some dirt. It could be simply steam cleaned really well. I would restore it. It's in pretty decent shape. It's just old and just needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it wouldn't hurt to replace it either. be newer. We'll find out during the inspection. Again, the flooring in this bedroom, which I presume would be your owner's bedroom, it's worn a little bit. It's not in bad shape, but you can see where it's been worn a little bit. There's a spot right through here. You can see the travel ways. It could probably be cleaned. Then there's also frays, so probably just want to replace it. But it's preference. FYI, here's another crack running through the wall. So there is a structural damage on this part of the building, on this side of the house. They got one over here too, going down to this line. Let me turn. Certainly needs structural consideration. It appears he's covered this up from exterior income of, whatever, bugs or whatever. But also there's been movement, settling. There's structural concern. It's actually hard to tell, but there is change of direction in this ceiling. It's either the ceiling is falling or the exterior wall is moving upward. You got 2 points of movement, and it's causing damage throughout the whole side of this house. See more of it over here. Here's a newer unit to match the furnace in the garage. These are probably 10 years old or so, maybe a year or two, either way. again, look at all that stone up in there. That fireplace is both gas and wood burning. The clean out's right here. Chimney looks to be in pretty decent shape. If you plan on using it, we would certainly recommend using a chimney specialist to inspect it before its first use. There's noticeable movement over years. That's not significant. This was repaired. So they've done some structural work at some point, but you can see there's still movement going on right there. And here's the movement from the bedroom that we saw. There's a lot of work here to secure this house. Picture of how much movement there's been. And you can see, looking at the retaining wall they've built, that it's cracked. It's in need of a little bit of attention. Right here, it's broken. Had a lot of force and movement put on it over time. I'd like to know how much time it's taken for this wall to move this far. Last look, as you can see, we're about 12 feet or so above the main street. So you can see where the owner comes up all the way to the top to park, and then there's room for 2 cars in the garage. This would be a pretty big strain on a car to park on this, you know, every day without the parking brake. So just something to be considerate of. That concludes our tour of this property, 2428 Lakeshore. Let me know what you think. Have a great day.